Folks, check it out. It's the battle of the rotational sliders. A lot of questions about these. Which one's better, the MOT Groove or the HEEDC slider? The new Gauss slider, the MOT Mix, the FZEDC Fat Cat, or perhaps the significantly less expensive Shark EDC slider. Let's talk about some pros and cons here. Okay, number one, everyone knows I wasn't pleased with this thing. Even after I was shown that there are some easier ways to take it apart, I still don't like this thing. Still don't like it. Obviously the cheapest of the versions. This one comes in second in terms of price. Cool design. A little too much going on for me, really. And it has that neat kind of vibrating magnetic haptic on the front. This one is kind of hit or miss in terms of what price you get it for. This one, the Shark EDC, is on AliExpress. I got mine for like $45. And then you'll see them listed for $110. So it all depends on who's selling, I guess. Now this one, let's take a look at the track pattern here. We're going to compare them all. The Gao, just a single up and down. Well, I'm not going to include that guy. Let's take a look. Compare each of these here. And how the insides line up. Now, this is... I shouldn't have put this in here. The MOT Mix, while it is similar to this, does not have the same functionality because it doesn't rotate, but it can be combined with the Groove, which is part of what makes it important. So let's see here. This is a very controversial design style because a lot of people have looked at some of these as copies of the MOT Groove, which was the original design of this. So FZEDC, you can see we've got super dense on the sides, and then this kind of hop skip pattern in the middle. You can see it's a unique pattern. Then here on the MOT Groove, you've got the two skate tracks with the detent at the end, and then that kind of teardrop ending standard track, and then in the middle, almost kind of the same track as those sides. Let's see if I can get a better view of it, but without that teardrop at the end. So unique. And then on the Shark, oh yeah, maybe they did copy the MOT Groove. You can see that's virtually the same pattern right there. Right? So there was some controversy about this guy. And then you've got the HEEDC long slider, that's what it's called, with just a two-set kind of mid-standard, mid-dense track. Now, in terms of who does this pattern better between the two of them, it's the MOT Groove. The MOT Groove is really hard to beat. It's not in my favorite orientation right now, sound-wise. For the up and down, it's a little muted. And I'd like it to be a little louder like the rotational part is. But that's kind of where I think the MOT Groove loses some points, because it is very difficult to modify the MOT Groove just due to the enormous amount of options, without losing your previous setup. And it's virtually impossible once you've taken all the springs out, unless you are diligently, maybe using that Joann Fabrics plate, and diligently labeling each of these to know what the strength was for each screw, or each spring. Bam, that goes there, the size of that ball, and almost taking detailed pictures of what your setups would be. So hard to get it the same again. So the other night during whatever show it was we were watching, I think it was Last of Us maybe, I was taking this apart, putting it back together, taking it apart, putting it back together, trying to get the sound similar to this. You can hear that. It's got a crispness to it that I am struggling to get back on my MOT Groove. So, it's only happened because I've taken these apart multiple times to put it together and create the MOT Groove or MOT Mix like mega mechanical slider, which is a lot of fun, but not as pocketable as just this MOT Groove. So points off for that on the MOT Groove. Now, Shark EDC, essentially the same functionality. Really great sound. Heavier because this one's stainless steel and this one's titanium, but also because it has this coin feature on the front, which a lot of people that I know that are non-fidgeters really liked that. It's very cool. Points off for design though, because this is all too much. But very great sound. But again, kind of MOT's design there on the track. So I don't know, you know. What was the story with the C Gang's Shark EDC slider? Maybe there's some drama there. I'm not going to dip my toe into those waters. No pun intended. Now the EDC Long, good points. A lot of good points here for ability to modify. Now we take this apart, and we're going to do that really quick. Okay. So, take a look at the inside of this here. You'll see why this one wins for easy modularity. So you've got less spaces to choose from because obviously there's only 2 tracks. Come on. But here's the best part and what wins the most points. You can change the pieces of this without also affecting this, right? Which is so huge because for the MOT Groove, when you open it up, well, I guess you can do the same thing. You can change the balls out there. But if you want to get to the balls underneath, you're going to affect your setup on here. That's the important part. So if I were to take this plate off and I wanted to get to the ball and spring that were on the underside, the dial side, I've got to unscrew the middle, pull out this piece essentially, and the balls and springs are living on both sides of the plate for the MOT Groove. Here, I can save that and then open this up, and look how this works. You've got a bearing in the middle. You put the ball on the spring on each side. All right, if you just want kind of a lighter feel on that clockwise or clockwork turn, you can just put one ball and spring in.
Hold on now. Doing myself a disservice here because I'm not paying attention. Okay.
So the bearing side goes down, but then look at the little sawtooth track around the edge. So all you do is press that in there, and voila. So instead of a detent track in the bottom that looked like something like this but round, which all the others have, that is unique.
Very cool. Very easy. So much easier to use that. Now let's get this back together here.
So while I'm not going to take them all apart, let's talk some winners and losers here. Winner for size, boy, this is tough. But I'm going to say the Fat Cat because it does have this slimmer profile, right? Which feels really good. And obviously, this looks beautiful.
So we'll give it that.
Now, winner for size this way, right? So that one wins for this way. For height this way, it's the MOT Groove. I mean, this thing is super slim. Obviously, the Dragon look is maybe not for me, but it is what was available. And in terms of taking this thing apart, unless you really feel comfortable doing mods on your fidgets, this one just needs to stay in the orientation it was out of the box because it can get very complicated very fast.
Boom.
In terms of winner for easiest modability, right? So you want to take this thing apart and add some different springs or balls. It is the long HEDC slider here. Now it's not the thinnest, and maybe not. How thick is this thing? Boy, this one's thicker. Wow. Here, what it is about this one is the edges are just bam, bam. You know, it's almost 90 degrees. There's no chamfer or kind of fillet to the sides to really give it a really comfortable feeling, but it's a great sound. Don't worry about that guy. And if you can find this guy, he's worth getting. But in terms of gaudiness, Seagangs wins. And also I know for a fact that the MOT Groove came before this guy. So for originality, sorry, Shark. Look at that. I think these three are must-own pieces if you are into this style fidget. So check them out. And if you get a chance to get the groove, get the mix and put these together. I did a video on how to do it. It ain't the easiest rodeo, but it is fun. All right.